Rocco Maura was my friend.
Wait, are you filming? Rocco, you ready?
I'm not doing this.
I think you have to get accepted.
And now he's gone. You know, pardon me for a moment.
I remember the first time I met Rocco. I was just in the woods on my mystical goblin shit.
They have any smoke out of it.
What the fuck is that? Then in comes Rocco, industrializes my little corner of the swamp. I don't know what to do. He knocks out all the trees, burns down the little goblin huts, builds a factory, producing little plates from our blood. But I had to make it work. Rocco taught me that. He taught me to do anything by any means necessary. I worked my way up that little plate factory, and when I made it to the top, I looked at him and said, Rocco, you did this. You made this happen. He was the one who brought me out of the swamp and into the plate factory business. I will never forget what he did for me that day.
Rocco was he was a family man. One time I went to Rocco's house and he was like, hey Hugo, you want to play some PlayStation video games? I was like, hell yeah, man, I'd love to play PlayStation video games. And Rocco's dad came into the room and he had a bullet hole in his leg. He said, Rocco, help me. I have bullet hole in leg.
I met Rocco in the Caribbean. He was a drug lord, so I met him when I was working at a brothel, and he came in, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Plate factory, number 13 out of 27. I'm the plate mogul now. I took over, always reaching for what I saw in Rocco, but I could never find it. I could never reach that highest point. And then he goes and dies. How am I supposed to catch up to him now?
I was at home. I was watching Matt Pat's video on the new Rick and Morty, watching his theories about Rick and Morty, and I got the call from the hospital. They called me. They were like, Hubert, you got to come to the hospital. I was like, why? And they were like, Rocco's dead. He got stabbed in East Devonport by a crack addict. Get the fuck out of here!
Rocco Maura is a young and promising guy. I like him very much, and we can always trust on him.
Where were you when Rocco died?
What do you mean died?
Rocco's dead.
I think in the next 90 years.
No, he died. He got stabbed in East Devonport.
Oh, really? That was that Rocco?
Actually, here's a good story. So, I remember it was about our 5th gig, right? And I was a bit rowdy. Not rowdy. He was rowdy. I was nervous because it was like, I don't know, it was just, maybe it was the girls or whatever, because at the party, they just flashed us all the time. I remember to calm me down, he told me this story, and I actually remember it so well. You see, so there was his dad, right? And he was the world's best dad. And what he did was that.
And I went to the hospital and I saw him laying on his deathbed. He had a big old hole in his belly. And he said, Rocco, are you okay? What did they do to you? And he was like, Hubert, I'm dying. I want you to do something for me. And I was like, yeah, Rocco, anything. And he said, I want you to take my PS5 and play God of War Ragnarok for me. And so that's why I'm getting Rocco's PS5. I'm gonna go play the new God of War.
Rocco was not dirty. My boy was clean. Got mixed up in the wrong baptized. No. He was a good boy. Rocco was a good boy. Better than you could have ever done, yeah? He was my boy. My boy. He wasn't attacked. He was in this. He knew what he had. Get out of my house. Get out of my home.
I first met Rocco when I was wandering alone after I lost my mum, and he pulled over on the side of the road and he wound down his window and he licked his lips and he said, you want a lift?
Since he was the world's greatest dad, he was gonna treat his kids right. And what does he do? He finds out that the circus is in town. Right? And since he finds out, he's like, no, since I'm the world's greatest dad, I'll take my kid to the circus. Right? So they book some tickets, they get some tickets, they go in, up on like the high, they're in they're a fair bit away from the stage. But anyway, so everything's going great. The elephants are being elephants, the jugglers are juggling. And all of a sudden, it's silence. Then a beam flashes onto the stage floor. And out comes a clown and a donkey.
How did you find out about his death and where were you during that time?
I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just chilling. How'd you find out?
You told me.
Me and Rocco used to run the business together, making chicken sandwiches just like this one here. When I got the call that he passed, I didn't know what to do with myself. Just kind of fell into a fit of rage and sadness, and I wasn't myself. Recently I've gotten back into society after rehab, and yeah, everything's looking up from here. All thanks to the memory of Rocco. Rest his soul.
The war, Vietnam, where we were surrounded, enemy forces on all sides, no way out. All of a sudden, I see a giant tower of wood, like little planks of wood, like scrappily held together, just erupts, go straight into the sky. That was Rocco Maurer, cranking 90s, like a champion, absolute freedom fighter, complete hero.
The clown says, this is how Rocco said it, I'd like a volunteer! No one's raising their hands, but since the dad he feels like hot shit. Right? So the clown points to him, comes down. He's like eye to eye with the clown. And he goes, are you a horse? Dad's like, I? Are you a mule? What? No. Then you must be a jackass! The whole crowd starts fucking laughing. They're just losing it. Even the dad's kids losing it. The dad, however.
I think the first time I met Rocco, it was out skating with a couple friends. It was you, yours truly, Hubert Hoffler, and it was me and it was Rocco. And it was a good time. We shared some laughs and, we did some cool skate tricks like a backside tail off the second ledge. But yeah, he's a good lad. That's how I met him. And we had a couple parties here and there and, got drunk together, had some droopy existentialism.
How'd you find out about Rocco's passing? His death.
What?
Where were you when Rocco died?
Fuck.
A few weeks ago. Did you not know he died?
Give me a fucking second, man. Jesus.
He meant a lot. We bonded a lot before I escaped. But, yeah, when I found out he died, I was in bed, consoling a very, very distraught mother. Two mothers, actually. Patrick O'Leary and Rocco, your mums, they were just so hurt. Look, come on, she went to the one she knew could do the trick. I'm sorry, Patrick. But, look, I think Rocco would be happy with how his death was commemorated, honestly.
I like him, he's very nice. He has a sexy accent.
Where were you when Rocco died?
Not at the scene. I love Rocco. He's my favourite.
Was a silent ride home that night. And the dad was scheming. He will never be disrespected again in his own town. So what does he do? He goes on the internet. Looks at all the courses that you can ever find for rhetoric, comebacks, and comedy. He goes to TAFE. Now, he's surrounded by these wannabe comedians, and then we got this 46-year-old man just in the middle of the class learning. But he's passionate. He keeps writing and writing and writing. He learns everything. A year later, he graduates. But it's not enough for him. So what does he do? He goes higher. He goes prestige. Harvard courses. Fucking Olympia courses. It's amazing that how committed this man is to his craft. So, he keeps learning. He becomes the greatest. Up there with the greatest. Up there with Chappelle, Carell, Steve-O. Anyway, so he becomes famous, this guy, this dad. But his journey has only just begun, he says. He was invited to this talk show and he was just spitting out just zingers and zaps and all that shit. And then the talk show host, he says, "Why are you doing this, sir?" And he just smiles. And he keeps going with the act.
Where it all began. A little goblin bowl. It's the only one left. He burned down over it.
Oh, is that a caterpillar?
Rocco. Who's Rocco? Who's the Polish guy?
I still don't know who Rocco is. Is he the one that brought those groceries for me that one time?
Yeah, where were you when he died?
Probably at home, doing nothing, really. Probably just chilling.
Anyway. So when did this happen?
Just about a month ago. Yeah, he was smothered in his sleep by little gremlins that crawled into his room at night.
By what part of their body exactly?
Oh, they just grabbed the pillow.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
This is tough. Well, inshallah, as we say. You know, me and Rocco used to say that back in Nam. We served together, actually.
Oh, you guys were in the military?
Yeah, we were baptized in the Muslim Brotherhood. It was a good time back then. But yeah.
All right. Thank you for your time.
No worries. 6ix9ine out. Praise Allah.
So where were you when Rocco died?
What?
How did you find out about Rocco's passing?
Rocco's dead?
Yeah, he... Sam, where are you going?
It's been 20 years now. And the dad's kids get a call. Boys! The circus is in town! For the last time, their last world tour! Yeah, but Dad, I haven't seen you in years. You abandoned us and... What do you want us to go... We have wives. We have kids. We have our own lives to do. No, boys, please. I'll make it right. Okay. So they meet up. And they see a man they have never seen before. What was once a rosy-cheeked, olive-skinned man with black hair. They saw grey matted hair, long beard, pale skin, long fingernails, and fucked up clothes. They're all shredded. But he's smiling. For after all, behind that worn out, old Gandalf-looking man was the world's greatest dad. So, they go in. They sit in the seats they were at 20 years ago. The routine starts. The elephants being elephants. The jugglers are juggling. Then all of a sudden, it's silence. A huge beam flashes onto the stage, and out comes this clown with this old-ass donkey.
I like a volunteer!
No one. Silence until the clown doesn't recognize this old man. He just points. It's like slow motion. The dad walks down.
Are you a horse?
No?
Are you a mule?
No?
Then you must be a jacker! Oh.
Everyone starts laughing. Thunderous applause. And the kids, they're laughing. It's as funny as it was 20 years ago. And the father, looking at the clown, looks at the kids, looks at the audience. Then he looks back at the clown. What does he say? Fuck you, clown.